Attention hunters, and this is the last episode of this journey. In the last video, I reached a comfortable amount of DPS. After some testing, I figured out that I couldn't continue to increase my damage due to the on-hit damage being limited to 500 billion per server tick. This severely limits this build damage output as Bing can only attack twice every second, and Frost Spike damage delivery is instant. Luckily, Shadow's damage are independent from character damage, which is why I managed to reach almost 3 trillion DPS. So I decided to focus on increasing my survivability while trying to stay at the maximum damage output. The first thing I want to do is increase my maximum elemental resistances. For this, I use the Icebreaker Shield. This shield applies Frostbite to you when using a cold skill. In exchange, you get 10% maximum elemental resistances and 75% Empower effect when frostbitten. These bonuses are very good, but they come at the cost of freezing yourself every few seconds. This effect is mitigated by using the Burning Ice Ring, which makes you unable to inflict freeze. In addition, this ring offers solid defensive bonuses with a free high-level Frost Shield and up to +8 defensive skill levels. In addition, you even get this cool Frost effect on your character. So yeah, this tech is too good to pass up, so let's buy and craft both items. Let's begin with the Icebreaker. It is quite cheap at around 50 FEs. Let's see what I can get. Crit damage is not bad, but what I really want is max elemental resistances. Nice. I have one more, so why not see what I can get? This is good enough for now. I'll come back to it later. Now let's craft the ring. It's a bit expensive, so I hope I don't mess up. Nice. This is not too bad. And here is the ring. With this, my erosion resistance is capped. Now I still need to address my weakness to physical damage. For this, I'll use Embrace of the Dark Surge. This belt gives 1% physical to elemental conversion for each stack of Ignite or Shock inflicted recently. With this build, I have 100% chance to inflict both on hit, so I'll get the full benefit. This belt is very cheap, so I'll buy a few of them. And here is the new belt. I also want to swap out my Blade Dancer steps. For this, I want rare boots with blurry steps on move. This is a Deep Dream affix and only available through Deep Dream interpretation. Let's first buy a base with T0 cold skills level. This is not the best, but it should do just fine. The boots have 6 readability, which means that I have 6 tries with Deep Dream interpretation. If I don't get the affix I want after that, I'll have to craft a new pair of boots from scratch. As you can imagine, hitting the right affix can get expensive very quickly. No luck on the first try. Well, back to step 1. Nice, 2 in a row. Those are some nice boots. Don't forget to re-roll the values with truth ambers before dream crafting.
Is the cat still alive?
No way on the first try. Now let's see if the item is bricked by the nightmare affix. Wow, that is extremely lucky. The deflection affix cannot be any lower than T1, so this is the best outcome possible. Those are the best boots I could possibly ask for, and with the highest tier of blurry steps too. And with blurry steps on the boots taking care of my movement speed needs, I can get delayed pain to get some much needed injury buffer. Clearing maps is now very smooth.
Courageous! Radiant! Ace!
And with the new survivability, even a super juice T8-4 boss doesn't kill me. Not even close. And now for the final crafting session. I'll begin by finishing my icebreaker shield. Nice. Since I have some FEs left, let's try and double corrode some icebreakers. There's a 15% chance of hitting a double corrosion. Let's see how lucky I am today. That's not too bad, although I would have preferred the Empower affix to be corroded instead of the chance to frostbite. I'll continue and see what I can get. Nice. That's exactly what I need. And here is the final shield. I also got good corrosions on both the ring and the belt. This gives me even more survivability. And with this, the build is finally complete. So let's go pay a visit to the dummy and see if all those changes decreased our damage.
Please select the calibration intensity for invincibility number 2.
Damage is pretty much identical to what it was before. However, I now convert almost 80% of fist damage to elemental damage, have 86% max resistances, and more than 40% injury buffer. Let's see how the build performs in Path of the Brave 5. Best part about this build is that this is almost completely AFK. So overall, I'm happy with how the build turned out. I was expecting it to be complete bait, but it ended up being quite decent. Despite that, this build needs a lot of investment to reach this state, so I would not recommend it for newer players. There are lots of builds out there that perform better on a quarter of the budget. The investment in survivability made the build feel a lot better. In my opinion, it is important for a blink attack build to be able to tank some hits. This is because you can't control your character when attacking, so dodging is very difficult. This build remains vulnerable to erosion damage, as I couldn't fit max erosion resistance. This is not really a problem during mapping, but against Wave 45 of Path of the Brave, it can become one, especially if you don't dodge. And this is where this journey ends. I had a great time playing this character and sharing its progress with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this content. As always, take care, and I'll see you in the next journey.